Welcome to the Music is Remedy podcast with me, Ash Remedy Roy, the founder of Music is Remedy. Music is Remedy is a platform for emerging artists in the UK scene, be it hip hop, soul, spoken word. If it's good music and we like it, we for over the last 10 years have been supporting it through our live events, website and podcasts. On every episode of the Music is a Remedy podcast, we'll be speaking to different artists, promoters, managers, just people from the music industry that we respect and we love and feel like they've got a story that we need to pass on to you. There'll be tips, there'll be advice, there'll be funny stories, there'll be emotional moments, but most importantly, there'll be motivation and inspiration for you to keep pushing on and succeed in one, with your music career if that's what you do, or two, if you're a fan and just love that artist, falling in love with them more and becoming a part of their tribe. So, thank you for joining us and please listen on and enjoy. In this episode, I got to speak to one of my favourite people in the game. She is the incredible Louise Golbey. Quality artist, hardworking, consistent. I feel like her hustle is uncomparable at times. Really inspiring person. We talk about gigging, we talk about the music industry and the highs and lows that we've both experienced. We talk about videos, we talk about life and how chasing that dream can mean that you put other dreams on hold, and that it's just hard to explain to other people. But anyway, if you're feeling it, make sure that you share it, like it, comment, and tell a friend. This is the Music is Remedy podcast.
Are you good?
I'm alright. I'm tired, but I'm always tired.
How has Louise's week been so far, musically?
Musically, actually no, not bad. I had a recording session yesterday and a meeting, so, you know, not every day music stuff happens, although I'm constantly doing like music admin and bits, but there's always more. I always feel like, you know, it's a freelance thing, isn't it? You know, your phone's always on. You don't want to like miss that email that might be like another opportunity, so you're always kind of on, always working, if that makes sense. In fact, as I was telling you earlier, I have like FOMO about not going to events where I may or may not have a conversation that might lead to an opportunity. So when, you know, that's why it's good to go to other people's gigs, because you never know, and showing your face is always important. But, you know, I do go to things and I network, so when I can't go to a thing, I'm like, oh God, what if I could have met, I don't know, I mean, who knows?
But that's it, you never know. And it's the kind of game where you have to kind of be in people's minds.
Exactly.
You know, and if they see your face, even if they might not have that opportunity for you there and then, they might kind of go back and think,
See, now you're making me wish I was going tonight.
No, you're not supposed to go. Like, you're supposed to have this lovely meal and a night off and get in the morning and just start the day nicely. So
okay,
I wouldn't worry about it.
Thank you.
Too much. What I think was nice about your gig story is the fact that someone got back to you and said, actually, you know what? We found a space for you, Louise, and we would love you to be there.
Yeah.
I think that's a really nice
That
sentiment.
is nice.
And it shows the impact you've had on people.
Thank you.
You know? Can you remember our first encounter, or do you have a memory of it at all?
I feel like it was O-Bar, but then I've realised it's not.
Did you?
Yes. So in my head it was O-Bar, but that was very, very early on, the Remedy nights, and that's Blues Kitchen now, right?
Yeah. Blues Kitchen, Camden.
So it was actually a night where I was performing and there was 2 stages.
You got it!
Right?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Yeah.
I thought it was in East London.
It was Spitalfields. It was in, I think it was called the Spits back then. I can't remember, but it was right in Spitalfields Market.
Yes.
Just
it was
off
upstairs,
of it.
and they had this thing where one act would play on one stage, and then instead of a break, another act was stage. And you were playing for a guy that got signed, and I can't remember his name.
So his name was Tinashe. He was now Rationale. who's still going strong and kicking well.
Okay. But I remember, wasn't there a thing that obviously when he got signed, they chose a different band or something, or did I make that up?
Yeah, that did kind of happen. Different musicians got brought in, and it's the way the game
I know.
goes,
The thing is, that was like the first story of that I heard, and then loads of people I know have had that because it was that classic. It's that classic thing, isn't it? Like you feel like you're part of this artist's journey. And then, as soon as the label's involved, the artist has no power on what, if the label makes decisions.
It's an A&R thing, and they might look at it, and it might be a visual thing.
Yeah.
We weren't writing anything; we were just playing.
But you still did a lot of the gigs leading up to those moments, and then I guess that's
without a doubt, it would have probably hurt a lot more if, like I said, we'd been writing and stuff like that.
Oh, hopefully.
But again, it's that thing, like you've got session bands who, they fit the bill. They're brought in, the record company knows them. I know this guy.
Yeah.
We rely on him. He's always good. He's just finished with this artist.
Yeah, and then they'll get him to MD it, and then he'll get his musicians that he's used to playing with. And that's it.
Which makes sense, and no hard feelings.
Sorry for bringing that.
No. But it's fine. It's one of those experiences, and again, it comes back to like that network and knowing the right people, or the right people knowing you. And we weren't a known entity to say yes, we need to get you.
Were you running that night, or were you just?
No, thankfully not.
See, I'm trying to remember how I got that gig and who did the gig. I just remember the 2-stage thing.
It was a really good idea. So from what I can remember of the night, this promoter had the idea of having 2 stages and filming it. So it was like a TV show almost, like a live performance thing.
Yeah.
And it was actually a really good idea because it's nothing worse than when you're running a night and you're trying to switch acts over and you've got that little lull and you're trying to set things up, you're trying to keep things moving. Gets later and later, and people can't sound check and stuff. But that was the problem. We went on stage and we started sound checking, not realising that it was coming out through the system while Louise was performing. Yes. And we had no idea that this was happening. And I think you were maybe 2 songs in when, someone made a comment, and like whoever the engineer was, kind of shut us up and cut us off, but it was not the best run event in the world.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But you were lovely.
Oh good. I'm worried I wasn't now.
No.
That would have annoyed me.
No, it was annoying though. It would have annoyed anyone.
I remember that now.
But
because I think I was like, why are the 2 bands playing at the same time? I thought we were taking it in turns, not realising you were sound checking.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Which in theory should have just been a line check, everything turned down.
Yeah.
And,
oh well. No. Look at us now.
I know. Still going strong. It didn't hurt that much.
Exactly.
But it's funny how the scene works and how doing those gigs here, there, and everywhere can build up relationships, but also give you those experiences to like improve. Well,
this is the thing, isn't it? Like all of those gigs, well, and still, every gig you do is different, and obviously it's rubbish when stuff like that happens because you might be nervous and then it makes you more nervous, or you don't know what's going on, or if the sound's rubbish at gigs, or you can't hear yourself and all those stuff. It gives you that experience so that hopefully you can handle anything, and you just have to get over it and be professional about it. And so but it is part of the.
Well, I think it's made you the incredible vocalist that you are. Like I think I think back over the years, and you've never been a bad vocalist, but I feel like, and probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago, even then. Like there's just this new kind of polish and shine on your voice and vocal. Whenever you're on stage, like you've got it. Like you've got the people in. You've there's just this class, and like I said, I can only call it like quality and shine that comes from honing your craft,
exactly,
and honing your skill. You are a skilled vocalist,
and
it's not come from just singing in front of the TV or singing in the shower.
Yeah.
It's come from being out and putting in the work, and you have to do it. But I mean, I don't know. What's your take on that? Do you think doing all those gigs have improved you or have made you better, or do you just not need to do that? Can you just kind of get away with it?
I see. This is what. That's like, what's the word? Grassroots thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you will get artists that are really young that get signed off the back of natural talent, but then they put them on a tour or a live thing, and they've got no experience of gigging, and that's what I was saying. Like, it is important, not just. I mean, yeah, maybe my voice has improved, but it's also what works well in a set. Like, maybe you do a cover, but you do it in the middle, or like I don't like it when people start with a cover if it's an original gig, because then you kind of hook the audience in the wrong way at first. Or, I mean, that's just the way I see it.
Yeah.
And what to say in between sets, how much to say, introducing the band, thanking the sound guy, all of these things, you just kind of learn.
That are important.
Dealing with bad sound, having the balls to say to the sound guy, I can't hear myself, rather than just like getting on with it, or it's just and musicianship on stage, communicating with your band, because obviously sometimes people that aren't used to playing with live musicians don't necessarily know, like, if they've gone a bit wrong, or the band need to follow them, they've got to kind of be like, there's lots of things you just learn from doing it. But yeah, I think vocally I could always sing, but I reckon my voice has got stronger, and know how, like, if I'm having a day where my voice is a bit tired, I might not do certain things in those songs that I would do when I'm feeling like my voice is like on it. Yeah.
Cool. So how did the whole journey start for you?
Well, so I've always been a bit of a performer. My brother used to call me a show off. No, I was never like precocious, but it's my family's fault because they're musical. Like, I'm just the first person to have kind of done it professionally and really tried to pursue it. Although, having said that, my grandpa did do violin professionally. So I've always sung and danced. I used to do lots of musical theatre, like, from when I was little. But then, like, obviously musical theatre is a certain genre, but my brother got me into hip-hop and soul when I was little. So I always liked R&B and soul growing up, which is why I think when I started writing, I kind of went that way. My voice, even though my voice is, when I was doing musical theatre, I could do like proper soprano, big high notes, and all the slightly jazzy, Gershwin-y type stuff. And in fact, I did, a friend who was a pianist, still is a pianist, him and I like started this little jazz duo when I was young, and we used to do a few gigs at some restaurants. Then at uni, I was doing gigs, but had started writing, and because I played the piano, I'm not very good, but I do play, like, even just made up melodies when I was younger. And then I wrote a few songs. I think someone gave me, it was a friend of a friend who was a producer and had written an instrumental and wanted like a top line on it, and I wrote melody and lyrics to it, and then started writing more. And then a friend of mine from uni, she started putting on these variety nights where she'd have poets, I think dance, actors doing monologues and stuff, and music, and you had like 15 minutes. And she booked me in a little jazz trio that I'd started, just to play music at the beginning of the night before the actual event. And she was like, oh, I'd like to book you for a main slot, but the whole point is it's like originals material. Do you have anything original?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah, but I've never sung them in front of anyone. I don't know if they're any good. So I got my friend James who played guitar to like learn my songs from my basic like demos that I'd done, and we did 3 songs. I think it was 2 originals and 1 cover. We did George Michael's Fast Love, which sounded great acoustic. I kind of wish...
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
It's a great song. And yeah, we did two original songs and people liked it. And it was great because the show was in the theatre, it was at the Arts Depot in Finchley.
Nice.
So the crowd were with you. It wasn't like trying to get their attention in a pub. And it went really well. And after that, I kind of was like, oh, maybe I should do original stuff, and started booking gigs. And James played loads of my first gigs with me, and then he got busy, and then I got other guitarists, and obviously I was meeting more musicians as I went, meeting producers who I then worked with, going to loads of gigs. And that was a really long-winded answer, I'm sorry.
No,
but amazing. My friend Ria, if she hadn't have said to me, do you have any original stuff, I might not be doing it.
Good work, Ria.
So Ria's the reason, yeah.
It was nice she saw something in her. I'm pretty sure it would have found its way out of you anyway.
I hope so. But she basically pushed that first singing something I've written in front of people. And it was a lot of people in a theatre, so it was quite exposed and quite intimidating.
So how did it feel like putting your art on show that first time?
Well,
having like just really done covers before that.
Yeah. I mean, at least obviously I had performance experience, so I wasn't nervous performing, but yeah, still, when I've got a bit of a song idea and I'm going to even a producer that I've worked with loads, a new song idea, you don't really know if it's any good, and it's actually quite nerve-wracking playing it in front of someone for the first time. When I had my session with Omar, he was like, I'll bring a couple of ideas, and I had this like voice note on my phone of this little melody hook I had, and oh no, hang on, I did have like most of the song, but firstly it's Omar, but secondly it's just nerve-wracking anyway, like going, oh, this is this really rubbish demo that hopefully you can see potential in, or maybe it's rubbish, who knows. I always wonder if people that are like really prolific, hit songwriters, I can't think of any good examples, I don't know, maybe someone like Chris Martin, Coldplay. Yeah. I thought I got his name wrong. Because, I wonder if he still gets nervous playing an idea in front of the band for the first time, or whether he's just so sure of his songwriting ability that he doesn't get nervous.
Yeah, and they're sure of each other as well.
Yeah.
Probably not. It's probably done and dusted for them, like so many albums in.
Yeah, exactly. But not everything he writes is... But then they've got the luxury of people will buy stuff of theirs even if it's not their strongest song.
Yeah.
Like there's certain songs that come out now that you think, oh, if that was their first single, that might not have done so well, but because...
No, you make a good point.
Thank you.
Going back to something you said earlier on about your brother introducing you to stuff, what were the artists that you feel like kind of inspired you in those early days to kind of go down the more soulful R&B type route?
Well, remember listening to his De La Soul album, which obviously is hip hop, but it was all like old samples of soul. Yeah, it's melodic and it's. And then it wasn't an influence, but like Mum had quite a lot of Motown records, so I think that's probably where the souliness came. But then I found my own kind of love of R&B and then neo soul. So when I first heard Jill Scott, for example, I was like, I like this because it combines my love of like hip hop and stuff, but it's melodic and there's harmonies, and it's just, and it felt like that's where my voice could sit quite well. It was a bit jazzy, but cooler.
Yeah. It's good.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I do. So, what inspires you to do all the music stuff? Where does it come from?
Well, do you mean to keep going, or? to...
Well, what inspired you initially, and then what inspires you now? Because it's hard.
It's hard. I don't know why I'm still doing it. I still get a buzz out of performing, especially when it's my stuff, especially when the audience is connecting with it. Like, it's an amazing feeling. It really is. Because I'm like, oh wow, I wrote this and these people like it. Like, that's amazing. I still love the recording process as well. You know, it's exciting when you're in the studio and you suddenly come up with this idea, or, you know, and you're working with equally passionate people. And then obviously, like, lyrics come from, obviously, are inspired by things I'm feeling or things I'm going through or what friends are going through. Yeah, sometimes inspiration doesn't come though. You know, you can't just be like, right, I'm going to write a song on Saturday at this, you know, between 9 and 5. It doesn't work like that. Like, sometimes lyric ideas will come to me and I just have to, like, quickly write a note on my phone, or a vocal idea will come to me in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, I'm tired, but I need to record it because I won't remember it. And I'm like, no, I will remember it. I never remember it. So I have to record it. Yeah.
And on those days when it is hard, like, what kind of keeps you going? Is it that buzz? Is it that want of the next gig, or the want of recording that next song?
I'd say, because it is very up and down, like all creative things are, you know, because you're, not only is it your own stuff, it's more often a no than a yes when it comes to big opportunities, or, you know, I've come so close to things that could have been, you know, I did a track with Example that nearly made his first album, not his first album, his like most successful
his breakthrough album,
right. But then he went another way, and went all dancey, so the track that we did was his old kind of style. I did a track that, well, obviously, you know, Ed Sheeran, like, I used to do loads of gigs with him, and you know, there's all these, like, almost that have happened over the years, and still that happens. You know, I get asked to do a brief for an advert or something, and then it doesn't happen, but it's worth the risk, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But I'd say the thing that keeps me going is the success I've had. Because if nothing had happened, I would have given up. But actually, things do happen. It is, yeah. I don't know what I'm waiting for though. Like, I feel like I've put, like, other, like, real life on hold because I've been so, like, focused with music. And when people go, well, where do you see yourself? Like, what is it you want? Because to the outside eye, I am successful, and I do make money from music. I get royalties from radio play, and I'm, you know, I pretty much only do paid gigs now if I can help it. But I'm not where I want to be, but I can't tell people where I want to be because it's quite, there's no set path, and also, I don't know, I want more. I want my music to be out there more. But do I want to be Ed Sheeran's point of fame? I mean, he's like, he's like the most successful artist. Like, he always had talent, you know this. Like, you guys played, you know, with his band, weren't you, for a bit? And there's no denying, like, he captivated the room, just him, the guitar and loop pedal. But you could never have predicted how big he was going to be. I'm sure even his manager at the time when he first got his album was #1, wouldn't have thought he's going to still be successful in 4 years' time, be the biggest artist in the world, have a single with Beyonce, be on Eminem's song. Like, there's just no way you could have predicted.
Yeah, for him to be in
he's
that
done
upper
so well
echelon of artists.
But that's quite rare to, like, for that. I think it's like most people have a bit of success and then there's the shelf life, but Ed's, like, had quite a long career in terms of music industry, if you think about it.
Yeah, no.
Not as long as mine.
Yes, get it in. I am
the Beyonce of Tufnell Park, remember?
I will take
That's
that.
my own quote.
No, we can give you that one.
Okay.
It's well deserved. No, it's. I mean, it is your consistency your consistency combined with your quality that's got you to where you are. It's got you the gigs that you've been able to get. Like, I mean, you've done some really high profile support slots like in your time, and that.
Thank you.
That doesn't come from, just some random person scrolling through Twitter and finding an artist and this one ticks the box.
Yeah.
It's because you're good and because you can hold that crowd. I mean, what are those gigs like? What is it like to go from doing a pub in Tufnell Park to opening for Roy Ayers or Vogue, like living legends of the music industry? Like, what are those gigs like?
I mean, they are amazing. Supporting people is actually like more nerve-wracking than doing a headline gig yourself, because those people aren't there for you, and you've basically got to win them over and draw their attention and hope that they'll then support you afterwards. So it's like a bit of a challenge. But I tend to be put with artists of a similar genre, or ones that I like to think that they've put me on that bill for a reason. Because, you wouldn't have like a folk artist with people that some of the people I've supported, but it is because of my hard work and my reputation that I have got those gigs. And sometimes I'm always up for helping other artists, and people ask me advice and stuff, but sometimes there's things that I've had offered to me, and it's because I've worked really hard and I've been doing it a long time, and I'm always a bit like, you'll get like a message going, "Hey Han, congrats on Vogue support. I just wondered how you got that," and it's very like, give me your contacts, and I'm thinking, so I just say, well, I was asked to do it, and like I can't really, I don't know, it's tricky because I want to help people, but at the same time there's like certain things where I feel like I deserved that, and I've earned my place there, rather than just being like, oh yeah, sure, here you go. Is that really horrible?
No, it's not.
But then I'm happy to, like, I'll always help out people, like with promoters that I know are good. Like, I would never, if I've had a bad experience with a gig, I wouldn't recommend that person that gig. And I have helped people out. The other day a friend of mine played at the Pizza Express Holborn, and he said to me, "Oh, I want to do my album launch somewhere, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "I think your stuff would go down really well there. I think your style would suit it." And he really wanted to play that venue, and I did a little introduction email, and he got the gig and he sold it out. So, I'm not...
job done.
Yeah, I guess it's... Yeah, certain things I'll give away secrets. Others, I feel like, I really earned that one.
And you've got to go out and earn your stripes.
Yeah, you haven't been doing this very long, so...
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Is that awful? Probably.
No, it's not. Like, everyone's got to put in the work. And I don't know, I think one of the things that I've been learning in my years is that it's all right to say no sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes you can't give away all the secrets. Sometimes you can't take all the opportunities. Sometimes you can't help everyone. You've kind of got to do what's right for you, and what keeps you sane in the head. There's nothing worse than if you had helped someone out, but then you're resentful for helping that person. Like,
because then they got their gig or something.
Yeah, like there's no.
Yeah.
And it's not even about.
Or you feel guilty for not helping and think, "Oh, am I a bad person?" It's like
you've got to do what works for you and works for your mind, and means that you sleep at night fine, and there's nothing wrong with the rationale you've just given. But again, like you said, I truly believe though that a lot of the times even if your network and who you know is why you've got the opportunity, when you do have the opportunity, your talent then needs to shine through.
Yeah.
So those people who might not necessarily earned it, but have got it through their network, when they are in the spotlight, it doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
And there's no longevity in it because they just didn't have the talent or the skills, or like you were kind of leaning on a little bit earlier, that they didn't have the experience to be ready yet to deal
Yeah.
with all of those different scenarios, which you get from just doing it week in, week out. You know.
Well, the George Benson support, I think the promoter guy discovered me because he was looking for the George Benson was ages ago now. So that just proves, firstly, how long I was doing it, but that I had a presence, even, like, on the internet. He basically was, like, looking for UK soul artists, and he wanted a female UK soul artist. And they even, like, were going to have Omar, but they decided they wanted a female and maybe someone more up and coming. But it was because of my reputation and my presence online, or what I'd done or whatever, that secured me that one.
And that's,
you know, it wasn't some backdoor route. Is that a thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's that consistency, the fact that you are always tweeting, the fact that you've taken a picture of this microphone to say that you're here. Like, that consistency is what gives you the profile, so that I believe anyway, if someone was looking at you to book, right, we need to find a female UK soul act to support George Benson. Like, this girl is on it. There's videos on YouTube. There's tweets. Her Facebook profile's up to date. Her website's on point. She's gigging here. She's gigging there. She's got radio play. Like, it's all there, and it's professional. And, you know, again,
yeah, it's not just like one SoundCloud link to one song or something.
Yeah, There's someone who is about their business. They're on it. So why wouldn't you? And then if they listen to the songs and they like it, you know, and they feel it's a good fit, which it would be, and it was, like, yeah, it's no brainer.
Yeah.
But again, that comes down to your work and what you put in and what you've done. So
thank you.
Videos, like,
yes.
you put out videos for near enough every song. Like, it's really impressive.
Not every song. I've just got a lot of songs.
But, alright, so with each project, though, you make sure that you've got at least 2 videos?
Yeah, it really depends, because sometimes with a song, I'll be like, I've got an idea for a video for this and I really want to do a video. Others, I haven't had, like, a strong idea, or... I mean, the thing is, even though, obviously, I'm doing it all on a shoestring budget, it's still an expense, and... I'm still, like, toying at the moment. Like, it's fun making videos. I love it. And I also love essentially being the producer, because...
You're making it happen.
Yeah, I'm making it happen. I'm, like, pulling in favours with venues, or, you know, organising everything about it, and, you know, even making costumes sometimes. I love that side of it. And also, because, like I said, I used to dance. Any excuse, I will. Just so I'll be like, Mum, see, those ballet lessons weren't a waste of time or money. I'm still doing it. But obviously, the thing with videos is, when you are unsigned, you can't make a big budget video. So you either have to think of something really quirky and original, or it just has to be nicely shot. But it is nice having a visual. Although now I'm hearing people saying, don't worry about doing videos because there's no point wasting money on videos. Spend that money on promotion instead. It's better off having just a still photo with the song on, like, have it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because people will go to YouTube, or have a lyric video which you can just make on, like, iMovie or something. So, you know, with that in mind, I don't know, but I still...
Yeah, how do you feel the video impacts your projects?
I feel like when I first was doing videos, I feel like people watched them more and shared them more. But obviously, that's a time thing. So I'd have people on Facebook sharing everything. Now I feel like I'm begging people to share stuff, and I don't know if that's because they're busier, be it, you know, families or whatever. Things just, there being so much stuff on the internet, and they might not see it, but also maybe they're a bit, like, tired of sharing my stuff. I'm talking about my friends. So it's actually harder, weirdly, now, even though I've got my reputation, it's harder to get someone to watch a video in full, let alone more than once, because people's attention spans are just. And I feel like sometimes with Facebook, and I think because people think I'm doing really, really well, which, you know, I'm not doing well, but I think people don't think I still need them, if that makes sense. I do actually still need my friends to, share a video or buy the song for 99p or stream it or whatever. But a lot of my friends probably think I'm doing really well, I don't need that extra thing, but I kind of do, and I get really frustrated when I see people sharing like a Lad Bible video of a cat playing the piano, but they won't share their friend's video that she's worked really hard on. But I know most of my music friends have that frustration because it's like people seem to engage when you put something controversial or whatever, but then when you put a music-y thing up, it's like people are like, oh, it's just a music thing. She's always putting music things. That's what I worry about.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that with gigs when you're promoting?
Well, I mean, again, it's been a long time since my nearest and dearest were at a gig or an event that I put on. It doesn't happen. Obviously, in the early days, they were there. They were cheering. They were chanting, and a massive support. And you need that at the start, from my experience of running events and an event being like my art. That this is my album. I'm giving you anyone who's in the crowd. I've put this lineup together because I think you're gonna be entertained. And I think I really love these artists and I champion them, so I want you to know about them and see them. And you want that backing of, you need that backing of your kind of support network to kind of get you through those early years where there's a lot of doubt and you question yourself, or that's me anyway, and question what you're doing, and just knowing that those faces are in the crowd and are there to kind of back you. And support you is massive. But then at the same time, as years goes on, priorities change. And
people move out of London and they're not going out every night like they were when we were starting. And
it's just that, and having to rely on your friends and family to be there all the time. You can't do it, and you can't expect them because they've done their bit.
Yeah, of course.
They've done their bit. They've set you up to kind of keep on going, and I feel like when you get that success is when you've got that bigger audience and you're not just relying on them. I used to get heartbroken when certain people wouldn't show up. I'm never talking to this person again. Not never talking to, but really let me down, when actually no, I've got to get better at this. I've got to get it so more people are coming and more people know about what I'm doing and my brand and my reputation, which means that people who know nothing about me but have heard about this Remedy event and I'm going to go and check it out, or they've seen the posts on Instagram or Twitter or MySpace and they want to find out a bit more what's going on, and you build that network and you build that tribe. There's a lot to be said for creating this tribe of
and then
fans.
People tell their friends, they're like, hey, I went to this great thing the other day, it's on next month, you should come.
And I think the same can be said with an artist, and you building up that tribe of supporters who will make sure they buy that 99p single even, and they may not share the videos, but again, who is sharing videos?
Well, that's the thing, I don't.
I don't
so
remember.
Why would I expect other people to?
I spend a fair amount of time on YouTube, but the video content isn't really there anymore. I'm normally watching interviews and podcasts and vlogs and stuff like that, as opposed to actually looking for music videos. People have stopped doing the live sessions. There's none of those acoustic sessions that were massive like 2-3 years ago. Actually, no one's doing them.
But it is weird how that's changed, because similarly to what I was saying about people saying, oh, you don't music videos aren't as important anymore. Obviously with Spotify, even like if people don't even, it's less about what the visual is in a way, because a lot of people listen to music through Spotify.
Yeah.
So
But I
people
think
aren't
that's
necessarily searching for music videos anymore.
It's the way music is consumed. Music isn't consumed necessarily through radio as much, not through video as much, because Spotify and Apple Music has become so easily accessible for everyone, and that you can get you can get all of your music. It's made the record shop redundant completely. Like,
obviously big artists still do big videos, and then you know, obviously the more controversial, the more people are talking about the video, then the more it gets watched. And obviously Beyonce did her whole video album.
Again, if you look at For Music, which is supposed to be just a music video channel, and they show old episodes of Charmed and the Kardashians and the Love and Hip Hop.
Or MTV, obviously.
You know,
stopped being music videos for them.
Exactly, but for even the 3 digital, like, because there are no other music digital channels on Freeview or anything, like, and even they have gone to lifestyle content as opposed to actual music videos. It just shows that, you know, I still think there is a place for the visual, and I still think as an artist you can promote it's another way of promoting yourself and telling the story of the song. Like, if there is a bigger story in your song, it's a great way to tell it.
Yeah.
And it's a great way for Instagram is massive.
Instagram's visual.
Yeah, it's all about the visual. So even still being able to play a 10-20 second clip of a video on an Instagram post or an Instagram story, it's still good to have that content, as opposed to expecting everyone to watch all 3 minutes on a YouTube video.
Well, this is all 3 minutes, like, as if it's like a long time.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, isn't it? Like, the Instagram clip will get loads of views, but are they then clicking link in bio for the full video? Most people won't.
No.
They'll just keep... and you know, like with Facebook, how obviously for them to make money, they don't show... If you put any external links... So if I was to upload a link to my YouTube video, they purposely, like, don't show it to all of your feed unless you pay for a sponsored thing, and even then it's still limited. So what you have to do is actually upload a clip directly to Facebook and then put the link. But then, once again, people just see that little clip, and that doesn't mean they're then going to follow up. And
no,
it's depressing, though, when you've, like, worked really hard and...
Yeah, I agree. It's just the changing nature of the beast.
Yeah.
And I just think you can't take it personally, even though it's
No, I
easy to do.
know.
Like, you just have to... But I do think, like I said, I do think having that visual is helpful. It's just people don't consume music. And again, it's the same thing. I think we sat down and put on a music video channel on a New Year's Eve, and it's like, I haven't seen the video for this song. Like, big, massive, like, top 40 songs.
Yeah.
Because, again, just not consuming music in that way anymore. It's about the live experience, and it's the Spotify and iTunes experience now. It's just the way it is. It's the ever-changing nature of the game. You know?
Maybe it'll come full circle, who knows?
Yeah, I think there's still a space for it. Like, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What are you listening to right now? What do you love?
Well, I actually listen to the radio quite a lot, like at work and stuff, because I quite like knowing what is popular, what's kind of being not that I'm like gonna change my sound or something. But it's just, I just find it very interesting. Like, so every now and again you'll get like a song that's not an obvious hit that then does really well. But like artist wise, I love Anderson .Paak. I try and support other artists on the scene. I did a gig with this amazing singer called Anik. She asked me to do backing vocals, but I was also like supporting her. And her album's amazing. It's like, she's just such a talented songwriter and a bloody incredible singer. But yeah, other than that, I guess I consume music differently as well now. I don't listen to whole albums.
Yeah, it's changed.
I listen to bits and bobs, or I shuffle it, or yeah.
I still love an album.
Yeah.
But I think that's the creator in me, and kind of recognising that someone has probably put this album in this exact sequence to try and take you on a journey.
Yeah.
And I want to hear it in the full. I like to try and hear it in the full anyway, so I'll always try and turn off shuffle and just try and engage those first couple of listens, and then I will just end up going to the songs that I like and just skipping through.
But this is the thing, like when I was doing my album, I spent so long deciding what order, and I'm sure artists, record labels, managers spend a long time doing it, even though they know that, especially on iTunes, people listen to the singles mainly, or have it on shuffle. But, you know, they're normally in an order for a reason that's been thought of. So it's almost a shame when actually people kind of just ignore that. Well, they don't ignore it, it's just the way they listen. Or, you know, when it's a concept album or something, but... Yeah.
I think if you don't have that creative in you, then it changes. And you probably don't go down that road anymore of listening to it like that. Because, you, and again, you know, the way people discover music, playlists... Again, it's just one song, or just, again, it randomly shuffling and, it making suggestions based on what you're listening to. I'll put an album on and I'll start driving, and on Spotify, and it will finish and it will recommend another artist, and then I'm just skipping through because I'm not going to type out and search for the next album or the next thing.
Yeah.
So, what's your definition of success in this game?
Did you ask me that in advance?
I reckon I did.
You reckon you did?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Hard question, exclamation mark. I've kind of already said this though.
It's alright.
Which is that some people would say I'm successful. And without being negative, like, I am successful, but then, like I said before, I still don't feel like I'm where I want to be. Not that I know where that is. So, yeah, I feel like there's more to come. It's good to, like, aim higher, but do I have a point where I go, like I was saying, like, being an adult and making sensible decisions rather than, like, basing everything around music, because I feel like, I don't know, I mean, you've got children, but I feel like the moment I decide to have children, is that it? Whereas, like, and it shouldn't be, but I feel like as an artist, I can't be doing what I'm doing now for however many years, and so I'm like, am I just like putting proper life on hold because I'm following this dream? It's actually what The Outsider's about, the song I did with Omar. It's about, like, not, like, just basically living this life around following a career and, yeah, not doing what everyone else is doing.
Which there's nothing wrong with.
No.
Like, it is too easy to conform to what you're supposed to do or not do. But you've got to find happiness inside, and if that means going and have a baby and then recording a song about it, go for it.
No.
Yeah, no, it is an experience. But I mean, like, I think this game of life, you've got to play it on your own terms.
Yeah.
And if that means kind of gigging and singing and writing and creating, then great. If it means getting married and having kids and never touching the stage again, then it's that. Like, but you have to do it. You have to do what's right for you and what works for you. And the whole thing of like putting things on hold just happens when it's right. It happens when it's right. And I do think as well the experiences of being a parent, if that's what you want, will give you material for albums and albums, because you know, the wealth of experience. Plus the other thing as well, like you want your kids to be able to be proud of what you've done. You want to be able to look at your kids and say, I did everything I did, you should go and chase your dreams. You don't want to look at them and think, oh, I'm holding back, or you don't want to get to like 70 and 80 and like regret not having done certain things.
Yeah, well, of course.
And you know, whether that means having kids or whether that means making another album, that's down to the person entirely. But I think you just go out and do it. Do what works for you. Do what's right for you. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think this normal life of people that are just living for Saturday and Sunday is the way. And all right, this creative life is hard, but I mean,
well, you're a good example of being able to do both. But then I do think it's different for men and women, obviously, because of the physical side of it.
No, the connection.
You know what I mean? Like men, that's why, you know, in people with 9 to 5s, they get 2 weeks paternity and that's it, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Not that that's enough, but it's...
Dads have to get right back to it.
Yeah. And it would be much easier as a male artist to have both.
To cut off, definitely. I won't dispute that. It's a lot easier for me to leave the house than it is for my wife to leave the house. Like, and just, even if everything's fine, there's still like a big pull and a connection. But, like I said, it swings in roundabouts. There's a lot more that you can get out and you can give. But you have to, like I said, work out what's right for you.
I feel like a therapy session.
I don't know, maybe. But what I would like to say is thank you for taking your time out to talk. Like,
my pleasure.
I wanted you here because I think you are incredible and you are inspirational. Like, your work ethic is just, yeah.
Do you remember though, even years ago I was told I was the hardest working woman in show business. Like, even already, like, however long ago, and I'm still...
You put it in and like it shows in every video clip and on your tracks. Like,
thank you.
You sound great. I still think there is more to come from you, and I think you've got more to offer. So
thank you.
I would say keep on doing what you're doing, and your tribe and your fan base will continue to grow. But yeah, be happy.
Thank you. And as you know, I'm so grateful for all the support that Remedy have given me over the years. Because every time I release a song or a video, you've put it on your blog or you've done a thing on Instagram, and it means so much to me, because I know that you only put people, like artists that you like and that you think are quality, and you've just always supported me the whole time, and it's really nice. So honestly, it's a pleasure to do this.
Thank you so much for your time, Louise.
Thank you.
Awesome. Cool.
Right.
Thank you for getting to this, and so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed it, and there was a lot of good content in there for you to take from it. If you're feeling it, if you like it, please just subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you're thinking, and stay locked for the next episode of the Music is Remedy podcast. Thanks, guys. Love.